Hello, Julie. It's so nice to see you. And again, just know that I might be looking back and forth, but I just felt that today's message was so important that I wanted to get it up on Facebook as well as getting it up over there on Instagram. So I'm going to be talking about manifesting, the importance of manifesting, and I'm also going to be doing some mini readings. I've got my fairy cards all out. So for those of you that might not know, tomorrow is a huge day for manifesting. It is 11/11, and because this is a universal year, a 1 year, that's making this energy even more potent. I don't know about you, but I am feeling a little bit like whoa today. So I actually have a great big Himalayan bowl that I can stand in, and I got my big gonger. I actually grounded myself because I was doing errands and I'm leaving the car and the car is running. So it was just one of those days that I was feeling very off. So first of all, welcome very much to everybody who's joining me. I am doing this on Instagram as well. This is the first time for me, so bear with me as I'm doing both of these. It might seem I'm not paying attention to you, but I'm actually looking back and forth. So Julie, I see you've already got a question, and I certainly will get to that after. So now we're talking about manifesting. What do we mean about manifesting? Well, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is SusanDintino, and I've been coming to you pretty regularly with my Saturdays with Susan. If you're new to this, I have a YouTube station. This is actually episode 4, and I actually did a session on grounding, because if you're feeling really like kind of crazy, grounding is very important. So go over to my YouTube station. Again, that's SusanDintino, D-I-N-T-I-N-O, and you can get all the episodes I've done thus far. So right now, if you could see my computer, which I'm having enough problems navigating back and forth through these screens, you would see that I have Post-it notes up to the things that I am working on manifesting. I just submitted an Oracle doc that I'm affirming is going to be published. So I have a Post-it. When we're doing these types of manifestations, and what we mean by that is we are creating. We're beginning with a thought, and then we are going to bring that thought to fruition. So whatever it is that you might desire, it can be something very small or something big, and tomorrow's going to be the day that you want to focus on that intention. So it's about creating what it is that you would like to bring into your life. That's what manifesting is all about. So what's the first step? In my opinion, if you're really not sure what you want to manifest in your life right now, it might be a good idea to look at the things that you don't want in your life. What is it right now that you don't want? What is it that you don't want to bring in? And I am a writer, so writing is always my go-to tool. So what you might want to do is some journaling and make a list. What are the things right now you don't want? Again, it could be a new job, for instance. So say you know that you do not want to continue at your present occupation. Okay, so what would the next step be? What is it that you would like to do? What is it that you want to bring in? So you would start with that, knowing what it is that you don't want, and then focusing on an intention of something that you do want. So let's talk a little bit about creating an intention and creating an affirmation. I have the I Can Do It calendar by Louise Hay, and I just thought this was just perfect because this is today's, okay, as you can see. And what it says is, today I let my prayers be answered. I am willing to let miracles happen in my life. And we've got these two beautiful swans, and they're forming a heart. This is an affirmation. You're just affirming that today your prayers are going to be answered. Now, you're not worrying about how this is going to happen. When you're manifesting, it's all about having a great deal of faith, a great deal of trust. So you begin by, again, making that list of things you don't want to bring into your life. Now you've decided on what you do. And going back to our example, you want a new career. You want to be excited when you get out of bed in the morning. So create an intention, create an affirmation. And tomorrow with this 1111 portal, it's the perfect time to focus your attention on it. So doing something like, I am working at the perfect job with great joy. That would be an affirmation. I am grateful that I am working at a job that makes my heart sing. As you can see right now, you might not be doing what it is that you want to do. That new job might not be in your wheelhouse right now. But what you're doing is you're putting out to the universe this gratitude. And I always like to amp my affirmations with gratitude. I am very grateful that my deck has been published, okay? That's what I have on my computer. I look at it every day. I'm working on the guidebook every time I sit down to write. Right now, I'm still, again, have not gotten confirmation, but I am not letting that stop me. My belief is that this deck is going to be published, and that's all I'm putting in. There's no plan B. So I even have a little magic wand, and I am a big Harry Potter fan. So this actually I got last year, right around this time when I was in Potter World at Universal Studio. And I even have this around my computer, again, really affirming that I can create magic. I can manifest what it is that I would like to bring into my life. So it is about magic. It is about making things happen. So now we've got our intention, we've got our affirmation in place. Then the most difficult thing to do is obviously the work. Now again, if this is something that you're manifesting as far as a new job, you'd want to update your resume, maybe start scouring some of the want ads, checking out the websites where new positions are available. Again, focusing on what it is that's going to bring you joy. You want to feel excited when you get up in the morning. You want to jump out of bed and want to go to work. So you know that's your goal. You know that's the feeling that you're shooting for. So that's what you want to look for. It's like, I just feel like you use your body as a huge divining rod. You know those things you see every once in a while in the old movies, or for those of you that might use dowsing, the pendulums. That's your body, and your body is always going to tell you what feels good, what makes you happy, what makes your heart sing. So when you are focusing on what it is that you want, it should bring you joy. Bring it into this old heart chakra. That is the amp. That's the extra frequency, the extra energy that your intentions need. It's that feeling. So every day in meditation, and I know I keep using myself as an example, but it's because I'm really using it right now. Every day in meditation, I do a little visualization and get myself all excited when I get that, okay, yes, your deck is going to be published. And I get all excited and I visualize what it's going to be like to open up the email and be told that that's going to happen. And see, just me talking about it, you can see I'm getting excited. And that's what's so significant, that you allow yourself to get into that exciting feeling. That's what gives your intention really the fuel that it needs to create the manifestation that you're looking at creating. Okay, so again, for those of you that might have just joined me, welcome. I'm going to kind of scroll through and see. I'm working on Instagram as well, so this is dual, so forgive me while I look over at the other screen. And hello, love and light, and I am going to be doing some readings. Let me just scroll down and see. Hey, Sharon, so nice of you. Gia, Joy, hello, Joy, Carol, Mary, okay, Cindy, two Cindys we have, Jessica, another Cindy, Sanal, hello, Sanal, and Susie, and Polly, okay, and Nicole. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much. That's all my Facebook friends joining me, and we've got Love and Light and Julie over on Instagram. So we're talking about, again, the magic of manifesting, because tomorrow is that really powerful day. So as I was saying in the beginning of the broadcast, if you're finding that you're feeling a little bit really spacey, would be the way I would describe it. And you know, are not talking about medical things. I'm in no way a medical intuitive. I'm not giving medical advice. This is an energy thing. And for me, I was just kind of feeling a little bit spacey. So I went and got a high-powered latte, actually, and then I went in my grounding bowl and got myself grounded. Before you get into your intentions tomorrow, before you get into your manifesting, make sure you're grounded. Make sure you're firmly planted in Mother Earth. Okay, so again, my little magic wand here, and I'm wishing all of your intentions come true. The one book that is my favorite book is by Esther and Jerry Hicks, and it's called The Law of Ask and It Is Given, okay? This to me is one of the most powerful books that you can read on the law of attraction. If you're not familiar with Esther and Jerry Hicks' work, I highly recommend it. But again, it'll give you the tools that you need while you're in this manifesting process. The Secret was very popular. That's another book years ago. And again, a quick read gives you the tools as well. I tend to favor Esther and Jerry Hicks' work, only I've seen her speak, and Abraham is somebody that I get the emails every day. So I mean, I really get the whole idea of this. So just that to me would be my recommendation. So you set your intention and then you fuel that intention. You know, just like putting gas in a car, you fuel that intention with a feeling. For instance, one of the ideas we used about working the perfect job, getting a new car. Say you're in the market for a new car. One of the suggestions is go to the place that sells your dream car. Get in that car. Smell that new car smell. Feel yourself driving it. And again, don't worry about it. I know you're probably saying right now, wow, Susan, there's no way I can afford it. This isn't your problem right now. Right now, you are putting out to the universe that this is what you want to bring into your life. This is what you want to create. So the how is not up to you. It's just you saying, you know what? I deserve this. I deserve this to come into my life. I believe that this will come into my life. It's that believing and it's that faith that you have. So important. One popular thing many people like to do, and I would invite you to do this tomorrow. Maybe you're somebody that really likes to get into it. My goal tomorrow will be manifesting as far as like with a journal. I'll be sitting down and writing my story as far as manifestation goes. Another powerful tool is a vision board, and you can do this as detailed as you like or as simple as a piece of paper and writing some words down. New job, car, something like that you're going to say, I am grateful for my new job. I am thankful for my new car. I am grateful for my new home. Anything along those lines you can do and focus on. And the vision board is a consistent reminder. So that might be something good to do tomorrow. Really get you to that whole idea of being able to bring into your life this manifestation, this thing that you would like to create. So I got a couple of crystals. Those of you that have tuned in before know how much I love my crystals. For those of you that are looking to manifest love, rose quartz would be a great one to work with. So here we have the beautiful rose quartz. Again, manifesting love. If you're looking to manifest abundance, citrine. Citrine is all about bringing that abundance in. So all about creating and bringing that in. So citrine. And then if you just want to do an overall strong manifesting tool, you can't go wrong with clear quartz. That'll help you with everything. So just again, 3 crystals that you might want to bring into your arsenal. So just to recap, what are we going to do tomorrow, that 11-11 portal? 11 is a master number, and again, I am not by any means a numerologist, much of which I am sharing with you. I have read online, researched, but again, I know there's people out there that are much better versed with this. When I think of an 11, and I have been seeing 11s all over the place, to me, an 11 represents like a goalpost, and you know, football is so much out there right now. So when you're seeing 11s, what it is telling you is shoot for the goal. You can kick that ball, you can Create that intention. So these 11s are coming in, again, as I told you, to give that extra energy. This is a huge portal because it's, again, a one universal year. Now, to understand what all of that means, I highly recommend you research it online because, again, as I said, I love numerology, I love astrology, but I'm not an expert. And that's another thing. We've got some new moon energy. We had that new moon a few days ago. So new moon energy, it's in Scorpio. Also about amping those intentions, also about really focusing on what it is that we want to bring into our lives. So this is just so incredibly significant. So tomorrow, you like I said, I'm feeling it already, and you might find that you're feeling it. So sit down, do some writing, get some information gathered, and just know that anything and everything is possible. Okay, so I'm going to take a look. I know Joy's been waiting patiently over on Instagram, and she said, I am processing some very deep emotional pain and sadness and would love a card pull. I decided to go with the fairy deck today because, again, just me feeling that it's a little bit, kind of a heavy energy. I thought that this would be a good deck to use. The fairies reminding us all to play. And I see we've got Cindy coming in and Sadisha. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Cheryl, hello Cheryl. Love and light to so many people are calling. Hey Polly, Nicole. I'm doing my best to keep up. For those of you that might have just tuned in, I'm doing dual with Instagram as well. So this is first for me. So hopefully you guys are all getting a good view. So Joy's been having a lot of trouble with, Julie has been having quite a bit of trouble, feeling very sad. So we're going to send her some nice positive positive energy. And let's see what we pulled. Honoring your true feelings. Now just keep in mind, everybody, okay? Now I'm panning this over. Just keep in mind, I get to as many of you as I possibly can doing these mini readings. Mini readings are quick one-card pulls, okay? If I don't get to you in this time, just know if I pull a card and you say, oh my gosh, Susan could be reading me, just know that I am. Okay, so what do I feel this means for you, Julie? I feel what this means, first of all, looking at your energy, to me it looks like you're fatigued, and I don't even mean that physically as much as like I feel like you've been doing a lot of uphill climbing emotionally. So what this is saying to you is really you're very clairsentient, which means that's a strong psychic ability of yours. Really getting into your feelings and allowing those to be your barometer. So just keep in mind that it's really important that you honor those feelings, and the fairies really are just reminding you need to get out and play. So that's another thing I would suggest. Regardless of what the weather's like for you, it would really be a good idea for you to get outdoors. I'm seeing some breath work. You're holding your breath a lot, so just make sure that you're getting outdoors. And again, for those of you that are watching on Facebook, I'm looking dead on Instagram, so I apologize, but hopefully you could still get this. And as I said, just know that this pull is for you as well. So thank you, Julie, for being one of my first time observers over here on Instagram. Thanks so much. Honor your feelings, get outside and do some nice deep breathing. Everything's going to work out for you. Okay. Oh yeah, and Susie's saying, I love Abraham's words, listen to them daily. I know every day. And for those of you that might not be familiar with Abraham, Abraham is a group of high vibrating beings that Esther Hicks channels. So if you ever see her in person, she really does work with these beings of light. And every day, if you like, you can have the message from Abraham in your email, or there must be a way to be able to also listen to them, which again, I'm not familiar with, but Susie's sharing this over on Facebook. So let me just take a look and just see if what we've got coming up here. Oh, thank you for the compliment on my hair. I appreciate that, Cindy. Okay, let's just see. All right, so if any of you would like one card pull, just post in Facebook now. Okay, here's Nicole, I see that. Okay, what do you need to know right now? If you are in the chat and watching the Facebook Live, want a one card pull, please post now so I can take a look at it. Oh, thank you, Julie. I'm so glad you enjoyed that mini reading that we did. Okay, so I'm pulling one again for Nicole. So we're getting ready for the holidays. So I am actually next week going to be focusing on self-nurturing and what I have termed nurturing necessities. So we're going to talk about the importance of self-care during the holidays. I'm going to give you some tips, and then I'm going to give you the opportunity, if you'd like to sign up. I am going to be posting it on Facebook every day, a nurturing necessity. But if you would like to sign up, I'm going to be doing a 31-day self-care challenge, and I would be happy to send you an email because I know people get put off by too many emails. I'm going to ask for a separate email list. So just let me know. You can private message me over on my fan page. Take a moment to like that page if you haven't done so already, and I'll add you to this particular list. So I'm not real good with getting my newsletters out, which I should be better about. So let's just see, Nicole. And again, I'm pulling from Healing with the Fairies. This is by Doreen Virtue. Raising your standards, Nicole. Okay, so this is the card I'm pulling for you, for those watching on Instagram as well. Now, I think what this is talking about really, and I feel this is going hand in hand with the last card that I pulled about honoring your feelings. I think what this is saying, Nicole, is that raising your standards to me means that sometimes the people around you try to talk you out of what it is that you really believe is best for you. And this card is coming in to let you know that really you are the best judge of what it is that is right for you. So I think when this is talking about raising your standards, I'm getting what this means is to really give yourself permission to acknowledge all the information that you have coming to you and how valuable that information is. So, and also I think it might be time, and again, we always stay out of judgment with this, but it might be time to really pay attention to maybe if you have people around you that are energetically incompatible. Do you like that? I actually coined that phrase because I don't like to use the word toxic, because I think that we can be toxic to some people. But I feel that there might be some people in your life that might be energetically compatible that you need to take a look at. So thank you so much, Nicole, for joining me and tuning in. So let's see who else we've got coming up here. Cheryl. So I hope, okay, Cheryl would like a card, so let's pull a card. And again, as I said, importance very much of making sure that you're grounding, making sure that you write down that affirmation, making sure that you write down your intention so that there's a strong statement of what it is that you want to bring into your life. I am so grateful for the brand new car in my driveway. I am so grateful that I am really beginning to experience inner peace. I've told this story before. I taught a class on vision board. This was years ago, and I had all different ages in there, and it was so interesting to see, like I had 20-year-olds and their vision boards were all about the marriage, the wedding, the whole 9 yards. Then the 30-year-olds, they're looking for the house and the white picket fence. By the time we got to the 40-year-olds, we're starting to see a little bit of a shift, you know, stepping into maybe their power, their goddess energy. By the time we got to the 60, 50 years old, all their vision board was filled with was wanting peace. So, I mean, it's so much. We can always set intentions for the material things, but we can also set intentions for the inner peace. And that's one thing I would highly recommend, whether you're a regular meditator, which I am a big proponent for, or not. Tomorrow, allow yourself to do some type of meditation. Get into that energy. Visualize these doors just flying open and really giving you the keys to the door, the keys to the universe, what it is that you would like to begin. And what a wonderful way to kickstart this holiday season, and when we can get so overwhelmed and overworked, to just kickstart it by really putting yourself in a position of knowing that you're worth all the good that's out there, that you deserve it. The other thing too is to get yourself set with these intentions before we go into the new year. We're in, like, I think around the last 90 days, maybe less than that, of 2018. What do you want to bring into this year, and what do you want to let go? One of the things of this new moon being in Scorpio is it's bringing up some things for us that need to be released. So what is it in our past that we need to let go of? So you might find that there's things coming up that you thought you settled a long time ago. This is part of setting your intention and manifesting too, releasing the things that no longer serve you. So let me get this card pulled. I always go off on these tangents, and I do my best not to forget who I'm reading. And Cheryl, this card is for you. Financial flow. So wow, we've got our citrine already and the financial flow. Hey Lisa, Lisa's joined us over on Instagram. Welcome. So what this is saying, keep those thoughts focused, Cheryl. You've got abundance coming into your life. You might want to pick up some citrine to definitely get to the point of validating that, just knowing that financial flow is coming your way. I feel like this might have been a bit of a challenge for you, but I'm just seeing, again, keeping your eyes focused on what it is you want to bring into your life. One of the positive things I like to do whenever I'm paying bills, and I know so much now we pay them online, whenever I write a check, regardless of what it's for, I always put thank you in the subject line. And that's another great book, The Abundance Book by John Randolph Pierce. Wonderful tool for bringing abundance into your life. And when we talk about abundance, just know that we mean it in all ways, not only financial, but abundance of peace in your life, abundance of health in your life. We look at it from all angles, so I share that with you. Okay, so let's see. Love and Light over on Instagram would like a card pulled, so she's nervous about an upcoming trip. Well, the first thing I'm seeing around you is don't be nervous. I think that this trip that's coming up is a little bit outside your comfort zone, and it's interesting that you're bringing this up because in March, I'm actually going to be going to Thailand. And every time I think that I've made this commitment to go to Thailand, there's a part of me that just cannot believe that I agreed to do it, being that far away, that long of a flight. But I took a class on vibrational sound therapy last year where we work with the Himalayan bowls, and I got to know the gentleman, Jeff Howard, who began this program. Last year he took a group to Thailand. It didn't work for me at the time. This year the timing was right, and I just was very guided, and I thought, I'm gonna let fear go. So it's very interesting to me that you would say this, but I'm going to actually be playing my bowls with other people for the elephants. We're going to go to the elephant rescue and play our bowls and help them to heal and get past it. Phenomenal. If you're not familiar with it, vibrational sound therapy, I believe is the official name. VSA, that's it. And Jeff Howard is the gentleman, and he teaches all across the country. Very interesting. So let's see what we're putting. Positive expectations for you. So we couldn't ask for a more perfect card, I guess, for both of us, as we're a little bit worried about this trip. Both of us, this is coming in, and this is what you're often going to find, that sometimes, especially for those of you that do readings for other people, sometimes what will happen is that the card will come in and just be the perfect answer. So positive expectations, again, setting your affirmation, you're going to have a smooth trip. Everything's going to go perfectly. You can manifest this. Do this tomorrow. Set that intention, allowing this to come in. Okay, and again, for those of you that are just joining me on Facebook, the back and forth is because I am also doing this on Instagram. I hope I'm pronouncing Sandisha. I hope I am pronouncing that right. Okay, so we got Cheryl, so let's see what card comes up for you. And like I said, as I'm scrolling, Feel free to ask more than once. Cheryl, I know I just read you, so let's see what card comes up for you. Miracle healing. So we're getting a lot of really positive cards. You know what I'm seeing around this for you? I'm feeling this healing is very much about you spiritually, and what's striking me the most about this card, and I take my glasses off because I can't see the card clearly. I do that on purpose because I like to see what I'm getting without really focusing on the words. What I'm feeling this has to do with for you is so much about a creative project. So this healing, I think, is really on the basis of saying to you, you know what? You have everything you need to make this project happen. So pay attention to the things you do have. I think you can be a little bit hard on yourself. Watch your self-talk. Make sure you're being your own best life coach. So many of us look outside ourselves for this constant reinforcement, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going to people that are going to assist us and making us feel better. But remember how important your self-talk is, especially when we're doing this manifesting. Really, you want to make sure you look in the mirror and you tell yourself, I approve of you. I love you. This is so much, I think, about healing on a spiritual and emotional level. So whatever that creative project is I'm seeing around you, it's time for you to start working on it. Work your affirmation around this project. And thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so let's see as we go through here. Okay, so Polly is asking for a card. So again, as we go through all of this and really take a look at everything that is happening, and we're getting ready for the holidays, and I know many people were impacted by the election. I think the energy right now is interesting, to say the least. And now having this huge portal, I think, really just speaks to all of us even more. Make sure you're doing your spiritual exercises. And what I mean by that, first of all, is grounding, which I talked about in the beginning. At the risk of repeating myself, I did a Saturdays with Susan all about grounding. It's over on my YouTube station, so you can get over there and watch that. But just a couple hints: grab a handful of those mini carrots, any type of root vegetable, bake a potato, do something like that to help you ground. Perfect way, visualize roots growing out of the bottom of your feet, going deep into Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is always willing to accept our negative energy. So what I like to do in meditation, when I'm really taking my time to do it, is to allow myself to release anything that needs to let go, knowing that Mother Earth is going to cleanse and purify it. So I release all that. You have to see what I have created at the center of Mother Earth. I have a big crystal palace there with a huge rose, actually now I say rose quartz, but it's clear quartz, and it's like a huge thing, and I always wrap my roots around that. So it's the Taurus in me to make everything just beautiful and queen-like. So that's what I do, but that's what I'm really taking my time. Like I said, a day like today, I just stepped in my grounding bowl, getting barefoot, walking outside, weather permitting, anything along those lines. So let's see what card comes up for you, Polly. Detoxification. And you know what's so funny pulling this card? I haven't worked with this deck in a while, so this is one of the reasons why some of the words are a little bit hard to see. And just keep in mind, Instagram people, these cards that I'm pulling, even though the Facebook people are asking if they're resonating with you, make sure that you're taking the information. Right before this card came up, I was going to suggest sea salt baths. So how interesting that this card would come up with somebody that looks like they're bathing in a beautiful lake. Sea salt baths will really help you if you're feeling like you need to ground, if your energy's feeling scattered. So that's another way. So Polly, again, I feel more than a physical detox. I don't feel this card is calling for you to, do that. I'm feeling this card is, again, looking at relationships for you. It might be a time for you, especially when we're going into the holidays, when things can be a bit challenging, to take a look. We all have issues. Well, I shouldn't say we all. I'm sure there's many families out there that get along great, but often what will happen is that we will see that we have our families getting together. Sometimes politics come up, things that people disagree with. So we want to make sure, because we don't have a choice where our families are concerned, we want to make sure that we're loving and kind with our families and disagreeing in the best way. However, with friends, right now is not the time for you to be feeling depleted. So I feel like, again, like the last person I read along these lines, raising your standards, I think it's time to look at those relationships that might be out of balance and might be a little bit energy incompatible for you. But in the meantime, we can look at this very literally. If you're not a bath person, I recommend getting one of those natural sponges that you can get, you know, that you use to bathe with. Put some sea salt on it and use that as well. So let's see. And Mary would like a card. And good morning, Ellie. Thanks so much for joining us. And again, for those of you that have just stopped in, I am doing double duty here with a Instagram live as well. If you'd like a reading, time permitting, just post up there and I'll get a card pulled for you. For those of you that might have posted way in the beginning, feel free to post again, because it's easier than having to scroll all the way up, and I want to do my best to get to as many of you as I can. Beautiful card, inner power. I think right now so many of us are being invited to really step into our power. And I always focus when I'm thinking about that. I'm seeing this bright yellow, the solar plexus chakra, our own inner sun, located right in the abdominal area. So keep in mind that you are safe to be in your power, Mary. So if things are coming up for you that are making you feel powerless or lacking in power, it's really about speaking your truth, because I feel that there's times you're very much a peacemaker. I feel at times, Mary, you hold back what it is that you would like to say for the sake of peace, which is always a good thing. But when we're subjugating our feelings too much, then what happens is we've got to re-examine being in our power and speaking our truth. They consider like that solar plexus chakra, the ones below the heart are the chakras of matter. There are physical chakras. Once we get to the heart and we go above, we're into the more spiritual chakras. And the throat is considered one of our spiritual chakras. So I always see a strong connection between the solar plexus, being in our power, and the throat chakra. Now again, yellow solar plexus, the sky blue, and see now talking, I'm just noticing we've got both those colors coming together in this card. So just know, Mary, it's safe for you to be in your power, and it might be something that you're going to have to focus on this holiday season, being comfortable, having your needs met. And thank you so much for tuning in. And we have got Ellie again. I'm watching because I don't want my hair to go crazy as I'm putting these glasses on and off. We're still pretty warm here in Southwest Florida. I know many of my friends up north are getting snow. So I actually was in my pool this morning. I have a saltwater pool, and I do my yoga in the morning, and I get in that salt water every day. So if you don't have the luxury of being able to do that, sea salt baths are a big, big favorite of mine. I'm very much a bath person. I know that isn't true of everybody, but it's definitely true for me. So let's see, Ellie, what card we have for you. Trust your intuition. And again, I love that we've got these moon images coming in. What I'm seeing around you, Ellie, is that you are clear cognizant. What I mean by that is you have a strong knowing. Sometimes when these knowings come in and it's from an intuitive place, it might not make sense logically speaking. Clear cognizance is having a knowing without any facts around it. Just knowing, for instance, that when you're going someplace, you should take a different route. You don't question it. You take the different route, and then you find out you would have been stuck in a traffic jam. So this knowing, clear cognizant, I feel, is a strong ability of yours, Ellie, and this card has come in to tell you that you can trust your intuition. I know I talk about this all the time, that there's a big leap between the third eye here and our wonderful crown crown chakra up here. So the third eye is getting the information, and then the crown chakra is getting it, and then trusting it enough that you can rely on that information. Telling you to trust your guidance, Sally, and thank you for joining me. Okay, so Sanal would like a card. Okay, so let's see. And Nicole, thank you for sending out that love. I will always take it. I'm always looking for loves and hugs, so I appreciate it. I appreciate any expression of love. Always, always. And let's see what card we have for you. Honoring your true feelings. So this card has come up more than once, and I believe, as you can see, I shuffle, so know these cards are coming up for a reason. I think, again, why this card is coming up is because we're talking about manifesting in this show. We're talking about manifesting and talking about creating the things that we want to create and bring into our lives. When we're doing that, it's so important that we honor how we feel. How this thing coming into our life is going to make us feel. It's so much about that. And when we're going through a challenging time, I know that it can be really difficult. I don't like to use that word. I prefer to use challenging, but sometimes, you know, it just is what it is. And when we're going through those times, what you can do is just reach one up for a feel better thought. And this is something that Esther and Jerry Hicks talk about. And I don't know if it's in an Ask It and It's Given or not, but there's like an actual chart that you can go up and go down where it tells you, like, if you're depressed, you move up one feeling. Sometimes when you're really having a difficult time, trying to get to joy is not possible, but maybe if you can just move up one, just to feel slightly better, just to change a little bit about that, it can certainly help you. So, second time for that, Sanel. Hopefully it resonates. Okay, and Annabella is asking for a card. And Allie is saying that she likes that 31-day self-care challenge. I actually did that a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed doing it because it forced me to remember to do it for myself. So I was thinking now would be a good time to do it, and I really thought, hey, I can do it. So if it's something you're interested in, again, go over and message me on my Facebook fan page. If you haven't taken a chance to like my public page, I appreciate it. And then just let me know your email address. And probably what I'll do is start it maybe right after Thanksgiving or December 1st. December 1st might be a good day to start it, only because going right into the new year. So let's see, Annabella, what card comes up for you. And I am going to do one more reading after this one, and then I am going to say good afternoon. So let's see. Vacation. Wow. Okay, so I think, and I love this parrot in this card, love this card. I think this is all about you, Annabella, finding some time for yourself. If a vacation, although I'm going to really look at this as being something very tropical, if this isn't something that you've got planned now, I feel that there's a tropical vacation coming up for you. In the meantime, if it's something you're manifesting, something that you're working towards, what I am getting is that this is all about you getting in some time for yourself. So maybe going someplace tropical is not in your budget right now, but maybe doing something like going to a spa where there's a sauna or a steam room or something. But I just love this parrot. Boy, I'm almost wondering if this isn't one of your spirit animals, because this is coming through so loud and clear. And when we talk about something like this, this is, you know, an animal that might come in and give us some information. So you have a vacation coming up, and again, if it's not something that's coming up soon, I'm definitely seeing it next year for you, and you are going to be really, it's just going to be great. I really feel this parrot has a big message for you. You might even want to check that out after you get a moment and see what a parrot comes into your life, what it means, because I definitely feel that parrot's bringing a message for you. And thank you so much for tuning in. So let's see. Okay, so I'm going to do Carol and Sharon, and then I am going to say good afternoon. And thank you so much. And certainly thank you for the people over at Instagram. Like I said, I know that I'm a newbie as far as that's concerned, so I certainly appreciate those of you that have stuck around and watched. So let's see, we're going to Carol first. And again, for those of you that might have just tuned in, I'm using Healing with the Fairies from Door. Oh my gosh. Wow. So you saw I shuffled and everything else, and here comes that vacation card again. I just feel this card so wants to be recognized, and I'm getting the same thing for you, Carol. You've got a vacation coming up, and I'm seeing that it's going to be someplace tropical. Again, when we're talking about tomorrow with that 11/11, if this is something that's in your dream life, know that you can manifest it. Know that you can bring it for you. I'm getting that parrot message as well. Very interesting to pull the same card like this twice in a row. So self-care essential. If this isn't something that's coming up right away, this is calling for a mini vacation, spa vacation, something to just really give you a reason to relax. So Carol, thank you so much for tuning in. And last, we're going to be doing Sharon. For those of you that I did not get to, I apologize. I usually go about 45 minutes, and then my voice starts kind of going. So I like to make sure. Just a reminder that I've got 2 radio shows. The In Power Hour is on Inflow Radio. That is every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And also the Night Shift, which is on W4CY Radio. Both of those are internet shows. I do readings during those shows. So please, if I didn't get to you, you want to tune in to one of those shows, I love to hear the listeners. They're all online, so you can find them. Go to my website. Past shows are up there. iHeartRadio is up there, so you can always get that. So Sharon, let's see what card comes up for you. Financial flow. So again, this card coming up twice. And I'm glad you guys can watch me, because I know sometimes when this happens, you're wondering, is she really shuffling those cards? And you can see that I am. Strong manifesting. It's so funny because, again, I'm looking at this. It almost looks like an A to me, even though I know that's the wings there. A, all about abundance. All about abundance, all about bringing in this abundant energy. So this is saying that those bills are going to be getting a little bit easier to pay. Make sure that you're paying attention to everything that you want to bring into your life. You know, one of the things that we didn't talk about, and I'm glad I'm thinking about this before we say goodbye, is that it's so important that, I'm going to say financial, leave you with this, Karen. And for those of you, I'm going to just pull one last card for everybody, okay? So, but before, remember that every time you worry, every time you get caught up in negative thoughts, those thoughts are creative. And it might not be necessarily that you're attracting things into your life. Say you're worrying about a flat tire or something like that. That flat tire might not happen, but what might happen is something that vibrates in that same place. I've heard this quote years ago, that worrying is like praying for something that you don't want. What I suggest, I'm very happy to say that my youngest daughter is doing well, but she was very ill about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was extremely scary. I mean, it was touch and go. And whenever my mind would go to the total worst case scenario, I would have a affirmation ready. I am very grateful that my daughter is in perfect health. And I take a deep breath. And then maybe it wouldn't resonate when I'm knowing what's going on. And then I would say, I am very grateful that my daughter is in perfect health. Take a deep breath and let it go. And I would do that until I could really suppress the fear, because we've got two things in life. We've got love and we've got fear. We're always coming from one or the other. So what we want to do is always come from a love base. That's where all the beautiful things are that we want to bring into our lives. So when we're fearful and when we're worrying, then what happens is where all of that yucky stuff is vibrating, we're bringing in. I always like to give a little caution here. I believe very strongly in the law of attraction, but I also believe that sometimes things just happen, that our souls have decided that they want to take a certain path. Maybe it's karma, maybe it's lessons. So that is the one cautionary thing I like to say, because sometimes clients will come and say to me, oh my gosh, I've been the most positive thinker and then this happened. What did I do wrong? And I always really discourage that type of thinking. I do believe that sometimes things just happen, and we can be the most positive thinkers in the world and things happen. So keep that in mind. None of the tools, in my opinion, be it numerology, be it astrology, be it any type of tool, is infallible. There's always room. You know, just because you're a certain astrological sign doesn't mean you have to be a certain way, nor does it give you excuses to be a certain way, okay? So it's a tool to better understand you. In Ayurvedic medicine, knowing what your dosha is, it's all things to better understand you. But keep in mind, these are tools. It's not something that you have to adhere to at the risk of everything else. So let me pull a card for each and every one of you. I can't thank you enough for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And again, for those of you that joined, I'm about to say goodbye. I was doing two things at once today, and I hope it worked out. It wasn't too distracting. Hello to my Instagram friends. It's the first time I did this. And here is what I have pulled for everybody. The perfect card to end Saturdays with Susan. Rise above problems. I just love the way this happens, because you can't make this stuff up. As I'm talking about letting worries go, as I'm talking about worrying being a low vibrational energy, here's what we get. Rise above the problems. Do something fun. It's a Saturday. The fairies always come in to remind us to play, to remind us to let go. Maybe go out dancing tonight. Go see a great movie. Go do something that's fun. Then tomorrow, get down to a little bit of work for manifesting. If you just joined me, this will be available on Facebook. I believe Instagram, it comes down relatively quickly, but this will be available on Facebook, and I will get it up as soon as possible on my YouTube station. So again, this is Saturdays with Susan. Next week, we're going to be talking about nurturing necessities for the holidays. So it'll be a great way to prepare for Thanksgiving, talk a little bit about a gratitude attitude. Please visit my website, which is my name, SusanDintino, DINTINO.com. You're looking for a bigger reading, a longer reading. I have readings up there. Also, my empowering meditation. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be offering that class, which is so much about manifesting in the new year. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been my pleasure to spend this time with you, and have a wonderful day. Until we meet again, I wish you all peace and joy.